Happy Saturday, y'all. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. It is time. It is here. It is here. It is here. The Bushman is here. The Bushman is here. Yo, welcome to Sit on the Couch with Dr. Triphi. Welcome to Sit on the Couch with Dr. Triphi. If you knew the time I had, but I ain't gonna tell you all that. Only the Bushman knows some of the backstage stuff that we've been having for a few minutes. Welcome, though. I am very excited for today's conversation. Now, this man right here is what you call a master herbalist. My guest today is the indigenous Bushman himself. If you're from Dominica, perhaps you know him as Mr. Cyril Browne from St. Joseph. He is a passionate herbalist who is focused on wellness. He's focused on disease prevention. He's focused on holistic healing. He offers consultations, research, analysis, formulations, and preparations of herbal healthcare plans. The Bushman's approach to stress management and healing and restorative sleep and exercise are part of his premise for healing, part of his premise for healing. And he studies the healing properties of plants to help clients, to help you and me, to come up with alternatives for maintaining our health. He also, as I said earlier, develops herbal plans and herbal strategies to help us based on our energetic pattern and lifestyle. So I'm going to bring the Bushman in. I'm going to bring the Bushman in. Bushman, welcome.
Give thanks, Doc. Give thanks. Thanks for having me on the show. Oh man, I am stoked. I am super excited to be on your show. I feel honored to be here. So we have a good program for your audience tonight. So I'm ready to deliver. Okay.
I am so happy you said yes. I've been watching you. I think I maybe started watching you. I've been watching you. I can't remember how long, but long enough. Once you started coming onto Facebook, I was
hmm
like, whoa, whoa. Because we grew up on an island where we are used to using plants to heal. We're very
hmm
used to using plants to heal. I'm from Dominica. I'm a psychologist in Georgia, but I grew up on the island of Dominica, like you. So, can you tell me and us a little bit more about your background? Like, yes, I know the Dominica connection, but tell us about you and how did you come to be here?
Here in this dispensation,
Exactly.
oh,
Yeah.
it's been a journey, Doc. It's been a journey. Like you said, I grew up in St. Joe, and
Mm-hmm.
my parents were pretty much they were strict,
Mm.
right? They were very strict.
Strict. Yes.
Yes, very, very strict.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone in the village knew us, and back then, that's when the village raised the children.
For sure, for sure,
Okay,
for
so
sure.
that was great discipline. Um,
Mhm.
we had to, I don't want to use the word being our place, but we had to conduct ourselves accordingly.
Mm.
Okay, so that's the kind of upbringing I had.
Mhm.
My herbalism journey started with my mom.
Mm.
Okay, at the time, I didn't know she was preparing me for now. Okay, I didn't
Yes,
know, but
yes.
I'm here now. So she used to give us herbal teas in the morning,
Mhm.
mostly kako tea. We used to have kako tea like all the time.
And when you say cacao, you mean chocolate, what many people call cacao, what many
Yes,
people call cacao, yes?
yes, cacao, chocolate, but it's
Mhm.
not the milk chocolate for those who don't really. who are able to differentiate
Right.
the cacao from the milk chocolate. It's real, authentic cocoa
Real
from the plant.
raw cacao.
Yes.
Yes.
And at nights, we used to get some herbal teas,
Mm.
preferably soursop
Yes.
bush.
Mm. So
Now,
so good.
yes, I had no clue why she was giving me the soursop bush. All I know, she gave it to me and she used to say, bois ça. Just
Oui.
bois, pas de questions, just bois dit là, okay? So we did. We just drank the tea, and she was really giving us the soursop tea, right? After many years, I grew up to be an adult. I found out that the reason she was doing this was to have us get a good night's rest.
Oui. Yes.
Okay, because soursop herb tea is a sedative.
Mm.
Okay, it's mild. It's not something that's
Yes.
gonna knock you out. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a mild sedative, and it will help to build up your melatonin production. And melatonin
Mm.
is that hormone that brings on the sleep wake cycle.
Okay.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so it would your melatonin builds up, and once the sun goes down, it starts getting dark. You start yawning, and it's putting your body to rest
Mm-hmm.
because now your body's temperature is dropping, and that
Mm-hmm.
melatonin kicks in, and then you go to sleep.
Ah. So that's
Okay,
why they would give us soursop
that's the reason.
at
You give
night.
soursop
Yeah.
tea at night,
Yes.
put you to sleep, so you get a good night's rest, so you can wake up refreshed. You wake up
Mm-hmm.
very energetic,
Mm-hmm.
and you are not lagging.
Right.
You're not sluggish.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go to school, you can learn.
Right.
Okay.
And that's
So,
important because they wouldn't give it to us in the daytime. They wouldn't give us
right.
soursop bush in the morning.
No.
They give us the
Hmm.
cacao in the
Yes.
morning.
In the morning. Yeah. So that was the reason for that. But the strange thing is, they never had an explanation.
Mm-hmm.
They just tell you
Mm-hmm.
to drink it. Just
Right.
don't ask any questions. Just drink it. And it kind of falls in line with the fact that you should know this. When we were little, we couldn't speak patois in front
That's
of
right.
our parents.
That's right.
Kind of saying things like, "Don't ask no questions, just take it."
Mm-hmm. We
You,
just had to follow instructions.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I teach. I have a private class that I teach Wednesdays, and just this past Wednesday, I was teaching on an herb. Oh man,
Mm-hmm.
there's so much going on in my head. I don't remember what herb it was, but
Mm-hmm.
we did come to a part in the curriculum where I was talking about this.
Mm.
You why did our parents and grandparents not teach us the scientific aspect of the herbs? They just said to drink it, just
Yes.
drink it. And then my wife said to me, dude, maybe that's how they learned. Maybe their
Mm.
parents never told them. They just said, drink it, and that's how they
Yeah.
learned it. So they're passing it down the same way that they learned it.
And they got it.
That's how
Yes.
they got it. That's how they dished it out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I am very fortunate because I never forget those lessons that
Mm-hmm.
my mom taught me as a child growing up. I never
Yes.
forgot. I mean, I have photographic memory. I could still see my mom like doing these things for me. I could
Mm-hmm.
picture them in my
Mm-hmm.
mind, and at least to a certain degree of what age I was,
Right.
in my life, what stage I was, and it was awesome. Now on my dad's
Mm-hmm.
side, my dad used to have a garden,
Mm-hmm.
and he used to take me to the garden a lot, and he
Yeah.
taught me about sugar cane, jelly, coconut, right? How to cook. So I've been cooking from a little boy.
Little bit.
Yeah, little boy. I've been cooking.
Yes.
Uh, my elder brothers and sisters, they knew how to cook, so
Mm-hmm.
I had all these resources available to me. So
Right.
I drew on those resources
Mm-hmm.
and I learned them, and the knowledge stayed with me. But not only the knowledge that stayed with me, okay? Because as we're growing up, then I'm beginning to understand why.
Mm.
So the why aspect started kicking in, you know.
So
Book,
the understanding behind just taking it. Yeah.
yes,
You started doing more digging, more research, getting more information. Yeah. So
yes,
you could put two and two together.
and started asking questions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, take this. Okay, why?
Right.
What's the reason that you want me to take it? And then they'll say,
Mm.
okay, ça c'est pour l'inflammation. That's for inflammation. This one is for headache. This one is for digestive problems. You
Right.
know, this one is to deworm you. The other one is to, tame a fever.
And they
You know,
kind of had they almost had an annual cycle with the way they did things, because it's like I remember taking you had to take your washout
hmm
after the summer. Well, for us in our home, you had a mandatory you had a
oh yeah,
mandatory washout at the beginning of the school year. Yeah, there
yes,
were times you had to do the deworming, like you said. They gave you all these other things to drink. Mm?
hmm
Yeah, if you had boils and stuff show up on your skin, they would go pick whatever they had to pick and put it on it.
that's right. That's right. That's right. So, something that's very intriguing and it comes back to me all the time. Um, I never actually got sick until I
Mm.
left my parents' home.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that was about 1978,
Mm-hmm.
around there. I was still a teenager and I started traveling to other islands. That's when I started getting sick. I'm like, wait a minute, I was never sick before. So we ate fresh food every day.
Right,
I didn't grow up with a fridge. There was no stove. There was no electricity. We had no running water. None of that stuff.
for sure.
At sundown, you had to be in the house.
Yes.
Okay, that was that discipline I was being groomed with, but I couldn't understand at the time.
And at sunrise, you had to get up because they did not
Yeah.
want you oversleeping and staying in the
No,
bed. Yeah.
no. That's why you got that dose of salsa bush. You get that dose of salsa bush, you sleep all night. You probably wake up one time to pee and then you go back
Yeah,
to
and that's
sleep.
it.
Yeah. Next day you're fresh, you're ready, you're full of energy,
Mm-hmm.
and you go and do your stuff. Um, okay, so the food, we ate fresh food every day. Every
Mm-hmm.
morning, fresh breakfast, fresh
Yes.
lunch, and for supper, we probably got like a sandwich,
Mm-hmm. Light.
yeah, with some tea. And right before bed, you get some soursop bush tea.
Yes.
Yeah, you get some salsa bush tea, you go to sleep, go to school next day, you refresh, your brain is functioning
Mm-hmm.
properly because you got a good night's rest.
Yes. So how
Okay.
did you now come upon this? Okay, well, I grew up, and you saying you left. You actually left and started traveling. Yeah.
hmm
For work or for what?
For
How did
work.
that? Yeah, for work.
Yeah, for
Okay.
work. I had a sister, well, I still have that sister, but she used to live in St. Martin.
Mm-hmm.
And I was about 17. I I went to grammar school for a little bit, but
Mm-hmm.
I didn't finish. So I was out of school
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just sitting there in St. Joe. I'm like idle. I'm like, nah, I can't handle this, man.
Yeah.
So I wrote her a letter and she wrote me back. I was like, look, I need to start traveling.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, go to Roseau, get your passport. Got my passport, bought a ticket, went to St. Martin, spent a few months, came back
Mm-hmm.
home. When I got back to Dominic after my very first time out, I could not stay.
Mm.
because now at that point I saw the difference in the lifestyle
Yes. What
in
was
St. Martin.
different? What was different?
The difference was opportunities,
Mm-hmm.
the work opportunities. There were more options as
Mm-hmm.
far as food is concerned, right? Employment, education, and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
So that
So that
was different.
pulled you back.
Yes, that
Yeah.
pulled me back. I'm like, I'm going back. I went back there, started working again. Always worked there. I was like about at 1978. I was 17 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was born in 61.
Mm-hmm.
I was then I went back there and I started working again, and I started accumulating skills. I worked at a place at a marina where I learned to fix outboard motors,
Mm.
both engines, and I was
Right.
learning that stuff. And I'm like, I mean, Dominica, I'm not getting any opportunities. I used to work though in Roseau as a carpenter apprentice, but
Okay.
wasn't a whole lot
Right.
because back then they were like no power tools, doc. Everything was manual. I'm like, nah, I need muscles, but yeah. So there were no power tools, man. So
Yeah.
I had to like pick. I had a choice then, so I had to pick
Mm-hmm.
either to stay or to navigate and
Mm-hmm.
get out.
So you chose to get out and navigate.
Hmm.
Okay. Well, how does that evolve into the herbalism?
Okay, so from St. Martin, I moved to St. Croix.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got into music. That's where my music career started in St. Croix. So I, I'm always been a Rastaman,
Yeah.
right? So my eating habits have always been like Ital food,
Right. And when you
no
say I
meat,
tell food, what do you mean for people who
uh,
don't understand?
yeah, clean eating food, what people call vegan right now,
Gotcha.
but not really, but like no meat, you would eat no fish, no
Mm-hmm.
food from cans, no canned foods, no
Mm-hmm.
box food, no packaged foods,
Yes.
fruits, vegetables, and we cook.
No debtors.
No, no datters, no datters. Okay, ital. It
Yes.
means natural.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's why we cooked. So I came under the influence of an elder from Saint Lucia, and
Mm-hmm.
he was a herbalist. And he wasn't part of the group, but he used to be around the group. An elder gentleman. He was probably about 20 years older than me or so.
Okay.
So what he was doing grabbed my interest, and I started hanging around him some, and that actually brought back memories
Mm-hmm.
of what my mom used to do with
Mm-hmm.
herbs for us.
Mm-hmm.
So I got drawn into what he was doing, and I started learning more and more and more about the herbs
Mm-hmm.
from him. He taught me a lot.
Wow. So that's a span of how much time? Like that's a period of how much time? Like you knew him for years, months?
Yeah, it was years. It was about 5 years. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
about 5 years.
Yes. And so you leave there and you go where?
I left St. Croix. I came to the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Came to Miami. That was about 1993.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I started raising my family.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now herbalism had to be on the back bench because now I got a family.
You gotta
Married. I got
hustle.
my children,
Yeah.
and not entirely on the back bench because
Mm-hmm.
cooked at home, and my children were born here, and all they ate, well, most of what they ate, about 80% of what they ate was Dominican style cooking because that's what took place in the kitchen
Yes.
every day. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so the family herbalism vibe was in the house.
Mm-hmm.
and that was in Miami. Then we left Miami, and just gonna fast forward. Now we're in Jacksonville. This is where I'm at
Mhm.
right now.
Okay.
I'm in Jacksonville, and then Facebook happened.
Mm.
Yes, Facebook happened. I was like, whoa, this is nice.
Yes.
So I did not start coming on Facebook talking about herbalism. Okay.
Mhm.
In 2017, I believe, when Hurricane Maria, passed in
Yes.
Dominica.
17, yes.
Okay, good. That is when I actually started coming on Facebook. And what I used to do, um, I started doing research on where people could actually drop off whatever they could to send
Mhm.
home. And I
Mhm.
was on the internet like when I had time, and I'm just looking up information and putting it on my page, and just letting people know, hey, this is where, if you're in Connecticut, this is where you can drop off packages,
Right.
clothes, food stuff, whatever it is that you want to donate to send to
Mhm.
Dominica. And for the people in Boston, this is where you can go. This is the email, is the phone number, and I'm not responsible for you sending cash.
Yes.
My disclaimer was right there. Boom.
Mhm.
Okay. And for the people in Houston, California, wherever you were, and I found the information, and I was disseminating the information on my Facebook page. This is how I started on Facebook. I was not really doing herbalism on Facebook,
Mm.
you know. And before I really went all out into herbalism, I started doing. I was doing a fast. Okay, I had a really bad pain in my stomach.
Mhm.
I didn't want to know what it was. I
Mm.
didn't want to know. I'm like, I'm not
Mhm.
going to the doctor. I'm going to fix this myself.
Mm.
And started doing research, more than what I knew already from my mom and a gentleman in St. Croix.
Mhm.
And I'm like, turmeric looks like it is it. I'm going to work with turmeric.
Mhm.
And I was buying turmeric root, working with my blender. I would blend turmeric, and I would go live on Facebook doing it now.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then people would be asking, they started asking questions like, what are you doing? What is this for? And so forth. I'm like, wow,
Mhm.
it's becoming interesting.
Mhm.
I'm up to something. So anyway, I started doing it more. I would drink like a whole glass of turmeric, like straight,
Mhm.
just blend it, strain it, drink it. After about a month, the pain was gone. It's gone.
Wow.
I didn't want a diagnosis. I didn't want to know what it was. All I knew, I
Mhm.
was going to fix it myself.
Mhm.
Just get
Mhm.
rid of it. Never came back. Didn't have a problem.
Mhm.
Fast forward, uh, just by doing this, a gentleman from St. Thomas, the USVI, he lives here in the city where I'm at, and he contacted me and he said, hey, I've been following what you're doing, man, and can you help me detox my liver?
Mm.
That's where it started. I told him, yes,
Yeah.
detox your liver, but we're gonna do 3 phases. We're gonna detox your liver, okay? We
Mhm.
to nourish your blood,
Mhm.
okay? And then we're gonna clean your colon.
Mm.
Well, okay, so the order was detox the liver, do the colon cleanse, and then
Mhm.
nourish the blood in that
Mhm.
order.
Yes.
And
How did that work out for him?
oh, yeah, that's what I'm getting to.
Mm.
Like 2 days later, he calls me up. He's like, Bushman, wow. And he wasn't even done yet
Mhm.
because that was a 3-week plan.
Mhm.
1 week liver cleanse, 1 week colon cleanse, 1 week blood detox.
Blood. Mhm.
Yeah. And day number 3, actually, he called me. He's like, bro, this thing is amazing.
Mhm.
Okay. And it worked so good for him. His wife jumped on board and she's like, I need this. Right.
Yeah.
And after they were done, he called me up. He said, Bushman, listen, man, why are you not on Facebook pushing this? you know, why are you not on Facebook? I think there's an audience out there for you, and you
Yes.
need to take advantage of it.
Yeah. A huge
And
audience.
mhm. And at the time, I didn't know. I was just, an herbalist doing my thing, taking care of my family,
Hmm.
and I rose to the occasion, and I decided I'm going to do this.
And then COVID hit. How did COVID's explosion impact your work?
My herbalism work,
Hmm.
actually, COVID was really, really, really good to me.
Mm.
Yeah, because I helped a lot of people get over COVID with my
Mm.
knowledge. Okay. And that's
Hmm.
when I started getting into chemistry, herbal chemistry, because now I'm
Hmm.
formulating.
Right.
I'm beginning to formulate, and I I can't keep count, Doc, of how many people I helped get over COVID.
Wow.
Yep, a lot of people. They were calling me up. I don't have it right here with me, but it's my antiviral
Hmm.
herbal formula, and it's on my
Hmm.
website.
Okay.
Okay, that would 3 days tops.
Hmm.
That virus was gone, and I still push it. I still got it, and then
Yes.
I started doing that with my lung detox
Mm.
because now people were they were getting other symptoms,
Yes.
stronger symptoms that needed, more robust formula.
Hmm.
So the
Hmm.
antiviral with the lung detox,
Mm.
and I made a combination, but separate because they're
Yes.
separate formulas.
Hmm.
And that's when I decided I still haven't gone to school yet.
Right.
I'm just working off of, you know, education from my mom
Hmm.
and education from the gentleman in St. Croix
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
my, little research that I'm doing.
Right.
And then it took me 6 months to find the school that I
Mm.
need to study. 6 months. I was doing research. I'm a research guru.
Hmm.
Okay? That's what I do. I research. And I found a school and I applied, and that was the best educational choice that I made to attend an herbal institute
The
to
Herbal
complement,
Institute.
yeah, an herbal institute, yeah, to complement my
Yes.
knowledge about the herbs. So
Yeah.
that helped me just be out there and just doing this and, having confidence, more knowledge, and
Hmm.
how to help people with their health issues.
That's a big deal.
Hmm.
That's so what are you drinking now? That's a big deal. What are you drinking now in that mug?
I am drinking the antiviral formula, the one I just told you about. I helped a lot of people get rid of COVID with.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh
Well,
wow.
let me tell you why I'm drinking it.
Tell me.
Okay, so I went to visit a friend of mine at the hospital last night.
Hmm.
Okay, he's
Okay.
hospitalized, and spent some time with him. We talked, and then we came home. It was about 9ish, 10ish.
Hmm.
Went to bed. Did all the things before bed. Went to bed, and I woke up 2 a.m. coughing.
Mm. Hmm.
So first thing I did, hey guys, take notes, okay? First thing I did,
They are.
oh,
Hmm.
they better take notes, man. First thing I did, I drank a teaspoon of honey.
Mm.
Because remember, your tea is going to take about 5, maybe 10 minutes to get ready.
Yes. Yes.
So I put a brew of my herbal formula on, and then I drink a teaspoon of honey. Now, why am I drinking a teaspoon of honey?
Hmm.
Okay, I'm coughing. When you're coughing, okay, it was a dry cough, so there's no phlegm. That
Hmm.
means there's going to be redness,
Hmm.
there is going to be irritation, there's
Hmm.
going to be swelling, but it's a dry cough. It's going to
Hmm.
be burning. So you want the honey to soothe the mucous membranes. Okay, that's what the honey does. It soothes the mucous membranes in your mouth,
Okay.
and it soothes your throat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it wouldn't burn. So I got some fresh thyme. I have fresh
Mm-hmm.
thyme. I got a big chunk of fresh thyme, put it in the cup, and I add some of my antiviral tea,
Mm-hmm.
the formula in
The
there.
formula. Mm-hmm.
Yes, pour that in there, and that would it, about 2:15 to 20 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Drank it. I went back to sleep about 3 a.m. I woke up feeling like a king.
Okay, so Bushman, back home, what they
Yeah.
would do when you had a cough or a cold, they
Hmm.
would make their concoctions, and there would be honey,
Yes.
sometimes lime or lemon, and
Hmm.
other things. Some people say garlic, and sometimes a little shot of little alcohol sometimes. In my family, they would add alcohol.
Yes, they did that a lot.
What is that about? What was that about? Like, what is
Well,
the value of that?
well, the value is it's more than one thing going on there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, one of the values or the benefits is to soften up that mucus on your chest
Mm. Okay.
so it can be expelled. Because if the mucus
Mhm.
is too thick, you're just going to be coughing your lungs out and it won't come
Okay.
out.
Mhm.
So you have demulcent herbs, and demulcent herbs are herbs that are used to soften up mucus
Mm.
so it could be expelled. I'll
Mhm.
give you an example of some demulcents. Peppermint is one.
Okay.
Uh,
Mamizu?
Mamizu.
Is Mamizu one?
Yes, Mamizu is one.
Tabak zombie. Is Tabak
Yes,
zombie one?
tabak zombie. Yes, tabak zombie. Tabak zombie tonic. Well, they call
Oh,
it
wow.
tabak zombie, but my mom always said paquier tabak zombie, c'est
Oui.
pomade.
C'est pomade. Tiwe
Pomade.
mo diabla andidasa is what they would
Yes,
say. Yes. Yes, yes,
exactly.
yes.
So uh, this is my herbal tincture. It's a tincture.
Wow. What is
Uh,
a tincture? Okay, so you just mentioned some words. You mentioned formulation,
yeah,
and you mentioned tincture, and you said potion. Yeah, I don't know if you said potion, but you said formula and antiviral something.
antiviral. Yeah.
Yes. So what is a tincture? What is a formula?
The formula is simple. It's when you combine three or even two or more herbs,
Mm-hmm.
okay, to
Okay.
to create a tea.
Got you.
Okay, so you formulating. So to
Got you.
formulate, you're a chemist. You're there mixing stuff together. So once you have two or more
Yes.
herbs, okay,
Yes.
you have a formula there.
Formula. And then you just showed us a bottle, like a liquid, and you call it a
Yeah,
tincture.
it's a
Tincture.
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 Yeah, a tincture is the process of extracting herbal constituents with a liquid.
Mhm. Oh wow.
Okay,
Okay.
then
Mm-hmm.
when you're done, you throw out the maceration. It's called maceration when it's done. The
Mm-hmm.
quasla. That's
Quas. Okay.
yeah, that's maceration. You throw it out. Or I'm
Okay.
sorry, not maceration. That's the mac.
Okay.
Is the
Okay.
mac. Maceration is something different.
Like, is
And
that
then
what they meant when they said the Mac Cafe then? The Mac
yes,
Cafe was the
exactly. That's the
oh,
mac.
okay, okay.
Okay, so when you're done, then it's of no use because whatever liquid you use to extract the
Mm-hmm.
plant chemical, because
Mm-hmm.
all the extract now is here in liquid form.
Right.
And
Okay.
I'm going to explain, if you don't mind, why it
Yes.
is a good idea to have this, to have a tincture.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like, remember the scenario last night when I woke up?
Mm-hmm.
Took my tea like 10 minutes to get ready
Mm-hmm.
from
Right.
brewing it to drinking it because it has to cool down,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? And now, if I do have, though, by the way, the antiviral tincture.
In a tincture. Oh
Yes,
wow.
I do have it.
Mm-hmm.
So in the event you were like sick and you need the herbal remedy like right away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you open this up. I have droppers. You take a few droppers.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can start to prepare your tea.
Right.
But before you wait, instead of waiting like 10, 15 minutes for the tea to be ready, you already prime your system.
You can take it right away.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
and you're getting ready for the tea. Now, the important thing about tinctures, and here is a bottle, but it has
Mhm,
something else in it. It doesn't have the pomade, right? You got a
mhm.
dropper,
Yes.
you put it under your tongue.
Mm. Why is under the tongue so important?
Good question, Doc. Under your tongue has capillaries, like tiny
Mm-hmm.
veins.
Yes.
Okay, and what flows through veins? Blood.
Yes.
So when you put a tincture under your tongue and you let it sit there, you don't want to swallow it right away. You let it
Mm-hmm.
sit under your tongue.
Mm-hmm.
It absorbs directly into the bloodstream because that's where you want it.
Mm.
It gets to the bloodstream. The thing is that if you just swallow it, it
Mm-hmm.
goes down your esophagus into your
Mm-hmm.
stomach,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have acid in your stomach.
Mm-hmm. That
That is
acid that Fitz was talking about last week, the
yes,
hydro something
hydrochloric,
acid.
yeah, hydrochloric acid, yeah.
Okay.
It will hinder the effectiveness. By the time it gets the acid will already like just absorb most of it.
Mm.
Okay, so you want the tincture in the bloodstreams,
Mm-hmm.
in your bloodstream. That's where you need it to go
Okay.
because your blood is your lifeline. Blood is everywhere in your body,
Right, right, right.
so you want it to go there. So that's the reason why you put your tincture under your tongue.
Mm-hmm.
Don't swallow. You let it sit
Mm-hmm.
there and it absorbs.
Okay. I have a question for you about school. Like you said, you went to an herbal institute. How
Institute.
long was that program? How long was the program? Like, say, if somebody is interested in learning or becoming an herbalist, how long
Mhm.
can they prepare? Say I'm sure you can train for any length of time, but how long was that particular program?
The program doesn't have
And
any time where you don't need to beat a schedule or to meet a
gotcha,
schedule
gotcha, gotcha.
because okay, understand, people got work,
Right.
life happens, you got a
Yes.
family.
So
Okay,
it can be self-paced. It can be
yeah,
paced
self-paced. You take your
according to your
time and you
schedule.
work. There are no deadlines, like
Yes.
seriously no deadlines.
Yes.
You
Yes.
take your
Yes.
time, you work at your own pace, and you
You're
learn as
getting the
many.
information.
Yes, and when you're
Yes.
done, you do your examination, you do your
Mm-hmm.
your assignments, and you
Mm-hmm.
get your certification.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
there are a lot of different modules that you have to study. So if
Mm-hmm.
it takes you 4 years, cool. If
Yes.
it takes you 6 years, no
Yes.
big deal. If it takes you 1 year, good.
Mm-hmm.
But you're gonna have to cram
Yes.
because it's
A
like
lot of information.
studying. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's like studying to get a medical degree. It
Mm-hmm.
is intense because you're dealing with people's health.
Right.
You're
Right.
dealing with people's health. So it's not something you're just going to rush and say, okay, boom, I'm done in 6 months. Let's go. I know what to do for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there are a lot of things you have to understand
Mm-hmm.
before you delve into this and you jump out and say, hey, I can help you with your health issues.
Right.
You have to be a test dummy, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
You got
Mm-hmm.
to test that on yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So let me give a great example. Um, I wore glasses for 40 years,
Mm-hmm.
up to my last birthday last year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And
Mm-hmm.
I could not do without glasses. My birthday was in July. And on my
Mm-hmm.
birthday, I just stopped wearing glasses. I don't
Because
need I don't need them anymore. I will explain to you.
you're aging backwards then.
Hey,
I see you running, Bushman. I see you running like fast, Bushman. I see you out there
I'm doing
staying.
I'm I'm doing it because I lead by example.
Mm-hmm.
I can't, for what I'm doing, I can't fake anything. I have
Mm-hmm.
a conscience.
Yes.
So if I'm going to tell you about sleep, exercise, stress management, and good nutrition, guess what
Mhm.
Bushman got to do? I
We
have
got
to
it.
become those things before I can
Right.
sit and tell you, right? You should
Yeah.
do this or you should try it. It's going
Right.
to help you out in your life.
Yes. Because you yourself will know that it's working.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So let me get to that part. Um,
The glasses.
yes, the glasses part. So it was June of last year, about
Mm-hmm.
30 days before my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
I started a regimen to correct my vision because I've been wearing glasses for 4 decades, man. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I got to get rid of this thing. I'm getting younger. I need to not wear
That's right.
glasses
That's
anymore.
right. That's right. That's right.
So I went on a 30 day 30-day eye cleanse. See, before I can help you, I need to do this on me.
Yes.
Okay. I didn't take any eye drops, no
Mm-hmm.
over the counter, no medication. It was all herbs to clean my eyes. I drank the tea for 30 days, two to three
Mm-hmm.
times a day, and
Mm-hmm.
washed my eyes morning and night. And it took me 30 days to correct 40 years of wearing glasses. So, but it comes with education, it comes with research,
Mm-hmm.
it comes with knowledge. It's
Mm-hmm.
not something you just pick up and start doing because you could
Yes.
potentially hurt yourself.
Right.
You have to actually know what you're doing, how to do it, how to formulate, because
Mm-hmm.
formulation is important. If you
Mm-hmm.
have four different herbs you're trying to make a formula with, what's the ratio?
Mm. Right.
You know what I
Like
mean?
how much of this do I need to have in it for this one not to overpower or maybe even make me sick at the end of the
Yeah,
okay. Okay.
yeah. So that's where formulation comes in. So you got to study. For me, I have to study, and I still doing physiology,
Mm-hmm.
okay, plant chemistry,
Mm-hmm.
and a whole lot of other subjects that I have to do.
Wow.
And I take it serious. I don't just say stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
take it serious, and it's something that is attached to me now. I didn't
Mm.
pick this. This
Yeah.
happened to me,
Yes.
and I'm not afraid to harness it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
not afraid to harness it
Mm-hmm.
because I could help a lot of people, and I've helped a
Right.
lot of people do this. You know,
Wow.
get the health back. Is there is one sister in the Caribbean in the BVI. She
Mm-hmm.
had some small cyst in her breast.
Mm-hmm.
Took me 4 months to get rid of those cysts in her breast. All herbs, and I didn't like. I don't heal anyone. I just want
Mm-hmm.
to put it out there. I don't heal anyone. I
Mm-hmm.
show you and I educate you on what you need to do so
Mm-hmm.
you get that healing. I could only
Yeah.
heal me.
Yes.
You know, I show you I show you what to do. I tell you what to do, and here
Mm-hmm.
are the herbs, and this is how to do it. And all you
Mm-hmm.
got to do is do it.
Mm-hmm.
Calls me a bushman. Guess what? I went to the doctor, did a checkup. No more cysts. All the cysts in her breast, they were gone. She was screaming her head off. You know,
Well,
so it's
that's
a
major.
matter.
That's major.
It is because again, I do what I do because I love it
Mm-hmm.
and I understand that people's health is at risk here.
Right. Right. It
So
is.
it's not something I just decide one day I'm just going to do this. Hey, check me out. You know, I know about
Mm-hmm.
this herb and I know about that herb. You know, buy my herb, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm way beyond that already.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that is why I made that post the other day that I went through my depression stage, and after I was able to conquer depression,
Mm-hmm.
and beat it, then I got into yoga.
Yes.
Okay. My music skills started coming back to me. So I
Mm-hmm.
got back into the music. I
Yes.
started training in martial arts.
Mm-hmm.
I was detoxing my liver, detoxing my kidneys, cleansing my blood, cleansing my colon, and that just restored my health
Mm-hmm.
mentally,
Mm-hmm.
physiology,
Yeah.
physiologically too.
Yeah. That's good that you're bringing that up, Bushman. So today I spoke with a young person who is struggling with depression. So this is my wheelhouse, right? The mental health
Hmm.
challenges. And that person made last year they made an affirmation for their healing to be mostly holistically based. And
Okay.
so they were asking me today, do I know of anything for depression? And I said, well, really, I don't know. Sometimes, like some people have mentioned things like St. John's wort,
Hmm.
but I can't recommend it. These licenses, you can't recommend. You can, I can just say something like some people have used St. John's wort, but what else? Like if you are in Dominica, yeah,
Hmm.
like what can a person do? What can they do herbally to take care of? I'll start with depression, and then maybe we can talk about anxiety, or we can talk about something else. So, what might they do for depression, which is it's like the common cold of mental health challenges.
Yes, it is. It has become.
Mm,
Okay, so there are several herbs. We have a lot of herbs in Dominica.
mm-hmm,
First one, and I mentioned it earlier,
mm-hmm.
soursop bush.
Soursop.
Yes,
What?
soursop bush. Because soursop bush, right?
Okay,
It helps.
that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a sedative. It
that's right.
calms it quiets your mind.
Does make sense. And
Yeah,
and one of the big aspects of depression is insomnia and sleep disturbance. So it's going to handle that too.
there you go.
Yeah.
And depression, your when it comes to your CNS, your central nervous
The
system,
system. Mm-hmm.
depression affects that
Mm-hmm.
area of your body.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So soursop bush helps to calm your nerves,
Mm.
quiet those high levels of anxiety,
Yes.
depression, and the stress that comes
Mm-hmm.
with it.
Mm-hmm.
So soursop bush is one.
Very.
Vervain. Y'all take notes.
And we have Veven growing like a weed.
Oh my goodness.
We have Veven growing like a
Um,
weed. And the
there's
tea
doesn't
tastes good too. The tea tastes good.
it's good. It's slightly bitter.
Yeah.
It's not as bitter as aloes and
Yeah.
pongoli or
The
cerasee,
tea
bitter
tastes good.
melon, but
Mm-hmm.
it's slightly bitter and it's a tonic.
Yes. Okay, so
It's a,
here's another word, a tonic versus a tincture. What is that? What does that mean?
okay, no,
It's a
tincture is
tonic.
something different.
Hmm.
Okay, a tonic is to tonify.
Like to build and strengthen.
Yes, to build and strengthen. So it's going to tonify your nervous system, your central
Mm-hmm.
nervous system. Okay.
Okay.
So you
Taking
mix the
notes too, Bush.
soursop, you
Yes.
make the soursop with the vervein, and guess what you have? You got
You
a
have a milk.
superpower central nervous system tonic.
Wow.
Now we're gonna get into the scientific vibes because
Mm-hmm.
we need to know who should not be using vervein.
Okay. Who is vivid? That's good because
Yeah,
every body is different. Yeah, every
each body is
body
different,
is different. Yes.
and it all depends on what conditions you may have.
Right, right, right.
Vervein is loaded with potassium.
Mm.
It has a lot of potassium.
Wow.
And if you have kidney problems,
Mm-hmm.
you can't do potassium,
Mm.
which means if you have kidney problems, Don't even touch the vervin
Mm.
unless you consult with an herbalist. So the
Who
herbalist
can do the
can
stuff in the
guide you.
right ratio,
Yes,
maybe, or whatever.
exactly.
Hmm.
Don't just go gung ho and like, oh man, all right, Bushman say we can drink vervin. Let's go make a pot a day. Next
Right.
thing you know, because it stimulates your kidneys.
Mm.
So if you have kidney problems, it's going to overstimulate your kidneys because it
Hmm.
has a lot of potassium.
Okay. Wow.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So anxiety, you would say the soursop and the vervein as well?
Yes, those are
Okay.
good. There's
Mm.
another herb called ashwagandha. It's really a
That's
root,
right. Ashwagandha.
ashwagandha, root
How
or
do we
bark.
call it in Dominica? Does it have the same name? Does it have a
I don't
Creole
think
name?
I don't think it has the same name, but I do not know the
Mm-hmm.
name.
Yes.
Okay, I do not know the name, and that's one reason. That's one reason I always go home so I could get back up to
A
speed. I left Dominica like in the 70s, man.
long
I've been
time.
traveling.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
some things like Mami Zoo and what's another
Woman.
one? Like a Vivian and Twelve. I still remember a whole lot of those,
Yes.
you know. And uh um what was I saying about the other herb? Uh
Are we talking about
ashwagandha.
ashwagandha?
Yes, ashwagandha is another
Anxiety.
one. Yeah, for anxiety, it will help to calm you down and it will
Mm-hmm.
also help to improve energy, to boost energy,
Mm. Okay.
to boost energy. That's another one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ginkgo biloba.
Do we have that in Dominica?
I do not know.
We have it
I'm
in
I'm
another name?
I'm gonna
Okay.
find out now. I'm gonna be on a mission.
Yeah, those we've heard about ginkgo biloba. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ginkgo biloba. It's another awesome herb for cognitive function.
Mm-hmm.
It improves cognitive function. Rosemary, we have rosemary in Dominica.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent herb for cognitive function. There is
Mm.
cognitive decline if you're having issues focusing, if you're having
Right.
issues concentrating. Those are excellent herbs that are available
Mm-hmm.
that you can implement, into your regimen,
You
your
know,
herbal
with
regimen.
diabetes and hypertension seem to be prevalent
Hmm.
on the island these days. Um, would the people would you recommend teas or formulas or
Formulas are good because you have something in herbalism is something you call oh man, it escaped my mind. But I'll bring it once it comes back. I'll
Mhm.
bring it back. It's synergy.
I was
It's
about
called
to, yeah,
synergy.
energy.
Okay, and in herbalism, synergy is basically saying a combination of two or more herbs,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
equal or have more potency than the sum
Mm-hmm.
of just one of those
Mm-hmm.
herbs.
Okay. Or if you were to drink, like say if you mix the two, the synergy, depending on the combination, is better than if you were saying, I'm gonna drink this cup at 10 o'clock and this cup at 12 o'clock.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay.
So
Well,
now there are single herbs for high blood pressure, and it
mhm.
depends on how elevated
It is. Your
your
blood
pressure
pressure
is.
is.
Yeah,
Okay.
and same with for diabetes.
So that's where you would recommend that the person goes to a professional, like an
Y-
herbalist.
That is right. That is
Mm-hmm.
right. And then like yourself or what you do as a psychologist, you
Mm-hmm.
take them through a series of questions to
Mm-hmm.
understand where they are,
Right.
and from that you could deduce like what is it, what's the next step going to be.
Right.
You
Exactly.
pretty much know, okay, this is the plan that we're going to build for you based on those questions that you answered and how you answer your questions. So
Mm-hmm.
each one is different.
Do you
Okay.
think do you think there's enough Awareness, training. It's interesting, we mentioned our parents or grandparents, they have the knowledge. Do you
Hmm.
think, have you been in Dominica enough to kind of get a read on whether or not we've lost a lot of that knowledge, like the herbal knowledge? Like I said, my dad, if you had a boil, he would go in the bush and he would know exactly what to get to bring. He would
Hmm.
come, he would pound it in a whatever, and then put the thing on your body, and then it would allow the boil to do what it had to do on its own without you, like, things like that. Like the pomade, they would do hibiscus, they would do
Hmm.
all these bushes. Do you think
Yeah,
we still You think we're keeping that traditional, but ancient wisdom?
not as much as we should. I know a few people home that
Mm-hmm.
actually are keeping up,
Mm-hmm.
keeping it alive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it's more so the the verbal part of it. Hey, this is good for this. This is good for that. So
Right.
uh, for me, I recognize the lapse there in
Mm-hmm.
gathering the information and
Mm-hmm.
archiving the information. Document it, gather it, document it, archive it. Right?
Very important, isn't it? Very important
Oh
to,
yeah.
because then you keep the record that
Hmm.
can be handed over
Yes.
versus forgotten and leaving the earth with you. I think a lot of people left
Uh-huh.
the earth with the
Hmm.
knowledge, but it wasn't recorded. So the person
Right.
coming behind has to almost start from scratch.
From scratch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like if I were to tell you a story verbally,
Mm-hmm.
then you would tell someone else. By the time the fifth person hears it, it's like half of it is already
Mhm.
gone. So pretty much
Exactly.
that's it. So my thing is, knowledge, awareness, documentation. I got to
Mhm.
document everything um,
Right.
because it is important. That's the only way to to 100% pass it down. And
Hmm.
I'm not gonna let it die.
Right.
I am not gonna let this die because
Yeah.
there is a big need for this.
Big need. Big need. Big need.
Mhm. Huge need. So coming back to your question, I think you asked about awareness.
Hmm.
Um, I I don't think I've been to Dominica often enough,
Hmm.
okay, to understand that. But on social
Hmm.
media, I
Hmm.
don't have to be there. I see people post all the time.
Hmm.
And let me tell you, Doc, and let me talk to the audience for a minute, if you don't mind.
Yeah. Yes.
Dr. Wally's audience, talking to you guys.
Hmm.
Okay. I go home, I see Gloricida.
Hmm.
Everywhere in Dominica has Gloricida. People make fence, use the Gloricida to make posts,
Hmm.
fence posts. And they cut it when it grows and throw it away. You guys know how important Gloricida is? Talking to the audience. Do you guys grasp the concept of the importance of Gloricida? When I was little, I still remember my mom. You remember those Benway we used to have, Doc?
No. What is Benway?
Benway, yeah.
Tell me that, because that might be the first time I'm hearing. I know many Creole words, but that
Hmm.
one I don't know. What is that one? What is that?
It was it was made from
Uh huh.
some I think it's tin, but it was like it's like a small tub, a big basin
Uh huh.
made of metal. I think it was tin.
Oh, like the pan, like they look like galvanized.
Yeah, it's kind of. I think it's galvanized,
Okay.
and it's a really big one, and that's what they used to use back in the day to bathe
Oh,
the
you take your bath.
babies.
Yes, yes, yes,
So they fill it with
yes,
water. You're gonna fill
yes.
it up with water. Listen up. If you guys have children with psoriasis,
Mhm.
dermatitis, eczema,
Yes.
boils, acne, if your children have those things, get your bandware, get your basin, fill it with water,
Mm-hmm.
get the glory cedar fresh, and you're gonna crush it in the water.
Mm-hmm.
Crush it in the water. Put the babies in there. Let them drink some.
Mm.
My mom used to pardon away and say, wait it like,
Oui,
wait.
oui, oui.
Like drink
Yes.
it, drink it, drink it.
Yes.
Okay? Do that once a day for a week.
Mm-hmm.
Look, man, your baby skin is just gonna glow.
Smooth.
It's gonna glow. All that skin problems, the dermatitis, the eczema,
Mm-hmm.
psoriasis, the rash, the acne, the boils, everything is just gonna go away naturally.
Yes. The heat. The stuff they used to call heat. The little skin, the little
Yeah,
prickly things. Yeah.
because Gloricida is a cooling. It's a
Mm.
refrigerant.
Mm. Oh.
It is a refrigerant. So it cools down your system.
Yes.
And adults too.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just for babies, you know.
Right.
For you adults, get your Gloricida, man, crush it up. You have a tub, get your big,
Mm-hmm.
make a bandware somewhere and jump in that and crush the leaves in there and go and wash your skin.
Yes.
Okay,
You know,
those are ancient remedies.
yes, yes, yes. That used to be part of the back to school regimen too. It
Hmm.
was a bath before school at my house. We would do glory cedar and a plant my mom and them called sumache. I don't know the English name, sumache. But it would make the green. You would do this and the water would be green by the
Yeah,
time. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and it refreshes your system. It sips through your skin and it enters your bloodstream.
Mm, mm,
Because right underneath your skin there is blood. So you get a
mm-hmm.
little scrape and then you see blood. Blood
Right,
is
right,
right
right,
there.
right.
Blood is right there, guys. So the skin is absorbing all those phytochemicals, all those plant chemicals. And it gets to your
Mm-hmm.
blood and it just do you good. It calms you down. You get that sense of calm when you take a um, Gloricida bath.
Yes. So
You know
that's
what I
a
mean?
calming on the outside. What can we do for calming on the inside? Like inflammation, the inflammation waters, the inflammation drinks.
Oh, there's a lot.
Mhm.
There is hot inflammation and there is cold inflammation. So um, there is what we call herbal energetics,
Okay.
and that's the system that I study under herbal energetics, and it's a
Mhm.
system that's based on 6 principles. You have a spectrum,
Mhm.
and you have pairs of opposites,
Mhm.
meaning that you have hot on this side of the spectrum, and the opposite of hot is cold.
Right.
You have hot and cold.
Mhm.
Everybody in the world falls somewhere along that spectrum
Mhm.
in the temperature, the body
Yes,
temperature.
you got you, got you.
Everybody is not hot and everybody is not cold. We
Yes.
fall somewhere and you don't
On that
know.
spectrum.
You don't know
Yes.
where you are. You need an herbalist, you need a professional to ask those questions to find
Mhm.
out where on that scale,
Mhm.
that spectrum, that's hot and
Mhm.
cold. And then you have tense. You're a
Mhm.
psychologist, you know about tension. You have tense
Mhm.
and you have laxity.
Mhm. Mhm.
Some people are like really, really tense. Some
Yeah.
people are just calm.
Mhm.
Okay. So you
Mhm.
have that spectrum, tense,
Mhm.
lax. And then you have dry
Mhm. Mm.
and damp.
Yes,
Pairs of
yes,
opposites. And when you
yeah.
understand that as a herbalist, you could help anyone.
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
even before you ask me about an herb, I want to know where on those spectrums, where
Mm.
are you? I can't just give you ginger because you have a headache.
Right.
Because ginger is already hot.
It's
And
hot.
ginger is anti-inflammatory.
Right.
But would you give ginger to someone who is already red in the face, like hot, and there is some tension?
Mm-hmm.
for inflammation. It's just going to
Mm-hmm.
exacerbate the inflammatory process.
Right,
And
right,
when
right.
once the inflammatory process kicks in, what it does, what inflammation does, it activates the immune system.
Mm.
Okay? So
Mm-hmm.
inflammation activates the immune system. So
Mm-hmm.
if you have too much inflammation,
Your immune system gonna think you're sick or you need
it's in
help.
ov- it's in overdrive.
Mm-hmm.
So you
Mm-hmm.
have a headache, you say, Bushman, my head hurts. I'm like, okay, there is ginger for hot
Mm-hmm.
people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, there is ginger for not hot people, for the cool people. Because ginger is
Right.
hot. You have a
Yes.
headache and you're hot, you're tense. I'm not going to give you ginger. It's just going to make the issue worse.
You're gonna give them an herb that is cool.
You want something that is cool and
Mm-hmm.
takes care of headache at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right,
you see
right,
where
right,
the
right.
education comes in, and it's
Mm-hmm.
not about, oh, I heard this is good. That is
Mm-hmm.
not good enough. You need to
Yes.
study.
Yes.
You got to study because people's health is at risk.
Right.
This herb, goldenrod, and
Goldenrod.
I've been I've been speaking about goldenrod for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Goldenrod is an excellent herb for headache.
Mm-hmm.
It is an herb you want to use if the person is red in the face. You could see the hot
Mm-hmm.
expressions in their face.
Mm-hmm.
They're agitated and they have a headache. You don't want to give them ginger. You want to
Right.
give them goldenrod because
Mm-hmm.
it will tame that headache and it will bring a cool dispensation to the
Mm-hmm.
body and take care of the headache and
Mm-hmm.
cool them down.
Mm-hmm.
And it's bitter.
Mm. So okay, so question for you
Hmm.
on the sugar. See, I'm referencing my dad Whoop a lot because he both him and my mom did a lot of the herbs, but like he had like they balance each other out. So he
Right.
would say to take your bush tea with some, he would say with a little bit of salt versus sugar,
Hmm.
or no, or nothing at all. What is
Right.
that thing about sugar and salt? What is that about?
I don't know about the salt part of it.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I do know about the sugar because sugar is pro inflammatory.
So it'll add to inflammation.
Yes.
Okay.
Sugar is a, I want to choose my word correctly here.
You can say it in
Sugar,
patois. You can say it in patois.
sounds good. I'll find that word. Sugar is an insult to your
Mm,
immune system.
it hits. Okay, it's harsh on the immune system.
Yes, because
Mm,
sugar, and we're talking about processed sugar when we say sugar.
yeah.
That table sugar you go and buy at the store, it
Hmm.
has no nutrients in it. It has no minerals. It does not do anything beneficial for you.
It's just taste. It's
It
just
just
to.
tastes. That's it, dog. It's just taste. And then we get hooked on it because sugar is in everything. So
Mm,
it's better to use some honey
mm,
or molasses,
hmm.
okay?
Because.
Because those are unprocessed. Sugar is overly processed. Molasses has minerals and
Okay.
vitamins, and honey is antimicrobial. It will
Hmm.
fight against microbes.
Okay.
Okay. And remember last what I told you about my escapade last night with the cough? First thing
Hmm.
I took was a teaspoon of honey to soothe
See.
my throat and to
Hmm.
moisten the mucous membranes and bring
Hmm.
back some moisture. So
Okay.
when I cough, there wouldn't be irritation or redness or swelling. It takes care
Hmm.
of that stuff.
Okay. 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 Mm.
So herbalism is a lot. There's a lot that's going on. You learn about the herbs,
Hmm.
and then you have to figure out which of the 200 herbs that you just learned about is
Hmm.
going to benefit all these people that are calling you for herbs. Like which
Hmm.
one? Ginger
Right.
is ginger is good for inflammation. So is celery.
Mm.
You see what I mean?
Mhm.
So is celery.
Yeah. But one is hot and one is cool.
One is hot, one is
Hmm.
cold.
Hmm.
Goldenrod is not for inflammation, but it's for headache.
Hmm.
And ginger is for inflammation, and ginger is still for headache, and ginger is for viruses. Ginger
Hmm.
is good for digestive
Yeah.
problems.
Hmm.
See, because those herbs they have hundreds and hundreds of constituents.
Right.
Some herbs have thousands of constituents.
Wow. Wow. That's big time. Yo, we have a lot of good stuff.
Hmm.
Okay. And I really am uh serious about encouraging us to document our information that is particular to us. It's particular to us, and it's been very valuable because it's given us people like my Pampo, for us up my side, my grandpa, 104. You know, we
Yeah,
have Maros. These people live to be over 100 years old, doing this stuff, doing this stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And my mom passed at 98.
Wow.
Um, she was never sick.
Yeah.
You
Wow.
know, my mom, she lived a good life, and you know, I made a promise after my mom passed
Hmm.
to do this,
Hmm.
to like elevate myself to the
Yes.
point I can surpass what she taught me
Yes.
and add to it
Yes.
and enhance it and modify it and make it work for us now because it
Now,
was it was different back in the day. Back in the day, we had cleaner water, we had better foods, we had
food.
less chemicals in the food, we had a
Hmm.
better environment. There was less pollution.
Right.
Back then was different. Right now, we're here now, and we're buying packaged foods. We're buying foods in containers.
Hmm.
And I didn't grow up that way. I grew up eating fresh food every day.
You know, and again, even the food we're eating that might look fresh, that might even look green, could have could be poisonous. Essentially, could be
Yep.
poisonous, or it might, or the nutrients might be lacking based on where they were grown.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
we have to
Because
do more cleaning.
yeah, we really have to sit down and think about what we put in our mouth, what goes in our stomach, because digestion is important.
Hmm.
Okay, so when we eat, our food gets digested
Hmm.
in your stomach, everybody's stomach. I hope everybody. Your stomach has little hairy cells called villi,
Hmm.
villi.
Hmm.
And when your food is digested, the villi, they absorb the nutrients from the food and it transport the nutrients to your cells to use for energy.
Hmm.
So picture this. Just picture what I just said. Now you're eating hamburgers, you're eating sausage, you're eating French fries, you're eating uh, all those pizzas, right?
Hmm.
And all those processed foods that have ingredients that you cannot even pronounce. You don't
Hmm.
know what it is. So imagine that you eating those foods, overly processed foods. It gets to your stomach, it digests, and the villi in your stomach is pulling the nutrients that are not there because the food has no nutrients in it. At
Hmm.
that moment, you just eating to fill your belly
Yeah.
because your cells aren't getting fed. And if
Yeah.
you don't feed your cells, your body cannot start to heal itself. And I hear people keep saying, your body can heal itself. Yes, but you have to set up your body in order for it to start healing itself. It's a process.
Hmm. So let your food be your medicine, and your medicine
Yes,
be your food.
exactly. So it's a lot. There is a lot that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
A lot that we still don't understand. And Sometimes you try to break it down to people and they are so set in their ways, they're like, no,
Mhm.
this is how I learned it.
They resist the
Yeah.
information. And we're all guilty of resisting new things. I'll say I'm guilty of that. And even though I grew up in Dominica and I know this, I'm telling you the stuff my parents used to do. Like
Mhm.
sometimes I know I can be a little stuck in my ways. And so I appreciate the information that you're sharing tonight.
Oh, of course, because here's the thing, right, Doc? So in our 20s and our early 30s, we're good. We could eat anything. We
Yeah.
can we can go into a nuclear plant and inhale that stuff and we'll survive.
Stomachs like rocks.
Man, once you get to like 45 and you're creeping up to 50,
Hmm.
oh boy, that's when
Yeah.
it's starting to take a toll on you.
Hmm.
Okay. And that's why herbalists like myself, we have to
Hmm.
blow that trumpet and say, look, you need to slow down.
Hmm.
We need to be proactive
Hmm.
and take a handle of things because once it gets out of control, it's harder to repair it.
Hmm.
It's harder to repair it. If you guys have digestive problems, get some uh, orange peel, dry it out, make tea with it. Now, I don't know where you're gonna get your orange from, but I buy local Florida oranges because Florida we grow a lot of oranges,
Hmm.
and they either pesticide free or may have a little bit of pesticide in there because you know how the food industry is.
It's hard to get away.
Yes, so
Hmm.
you have to deal with a little something something and learn to balance things out. Okay, but
Hmm.
orange peel is a good digestive aid as well.
So you do it as a tea, you dry
Yes,
it. So
yeah,
back home, okay, again, back home, like they would do the orange and you would always have dried orange
peel.
peel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and mom just made tea for you, or dad or
Right.
grandma, and give you the tea to
Right.
drink. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Hmm.
these lessons never left me.
Hmm.
You know, they never left me, and I'm glad they did not.
Hmm.
I'm here today, and I'm doing this because I love it. I'm very passionate about it.
Hmm.
I do not play around when it comes to herbalism.
Yeah.
Take it seriously.
What are
I
some
think
of your biggest challenges, though, doing this work? Have you encountered any big challenges?
there was, yeah, there was this sister in Iowa.
Hmm.
In Iowa, she was an elder, and she called me up, and she had stage 4 lung disease,
Mm.
stage 4 lung disease, and it was causing her energy levels to deplete like really quick. So she would get up in the morning and go to the
Hmm.
bathroom, and she would have to rest,
Hmm.
catch her breath. Um, and it caused some really bad eczema
Hmm.
on her skin. So she was really dry. Remember
Hmm.
told you about the dry, the damp,
Right, right,
energetic.
right, right,
She
right.
was like super dry. She was right there on that scale. So it
Hmm.
caused that. Um, and it would drain her energy because you know your O2, your oxygen, right, comes from
Hmm.
your when you breathe,
Hmm.
right? When you breathe, then the air goes to your lungs and it oxygenates the blood.
Hmm.
So with the cancer there is like very little oxygen because
Yeah.
the blood is not getting oxygenated
Hmm.
because of the cancer cells. And she
Hmm.
was stage 4. That was like, that's it, stage 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and plus she was dealing with the skin issues, and I started helping her out, and she couldn't sleep.
Mm.
There was like no, like zero sleep.
Wow.
And week number 6, I think it was week number 6, she was getting 4 to 5 hours hours of sleep. Okay, her energy started coming up again. and then it
Mhm.
would fluctuate. Then I would
Mhm.
get a call, "Hey, Bushman, I'm so tired again, and I
Yeah.
didn't sleep last night. I only got 2 minutes sleep," and so it was like up and down.
Mhm.
So that was one of my biggest challenges. But
Mhm.
unfortunately, she stopped taking the herbs and she passed away.
Mm.
Yeah, so that was a big challenge for me.
Mhm. Mhm. Stage 4 is a big challenge.
Yeah, of course.
I guess it's what you were saying about prevention versus trying to repair. It's a lot of work to undo.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Hmm. It's a lot of work. It's harder. It's harder.
Yeah. What's been your biggest one of your biggest joys doing this work? One of your biggest joys.
Oh man, another person with cancer.
Mm.
He had some type of bone cancer,
Mm-hmm.
and she wasn't even living in the United States, so I can
Mm-hmm.
talk about it a little bit. She
Mm-hmm.
was living in the Caribbean,
Mm-hmm.
and I just told her what to do. I'm like, this is what you do. This is when you do it. This is how much to do. And at the point that she called me or she contacted me, they had already given up on her. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, they gave up on her, and she's like, she didn't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And in a matter of months, lady was back to normal, back to normal in the
Yes.
Caribbean.
Yeah.
I won't say which island, but I can say I can say what I just said because she wasn't from
She
here.
wasn't from here. Yeah.
Yeah, and in a matter of months, she was back up, fully healed and everything.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
that brought me a lot of joy, and
Yeah.
it gave me a lot more confidence
Mm-hmm.
because I'm this dude. I'm really hard on myself.
Mm.
I like perfection, and when people tell
Mm-hmm.
me, "Yo, that's very good," I'm like, "Nah, that ain't
Mm-hmm.
ready yet." So I'm hard on myself. I'm my biggest critique,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So that
Takes me
that
back to what you said earlier about growing up in your family and you all had to do things a certain way. Your family
yes,
was very strict. Hmm.
exactly, strict.
Hmm. Hmm. What's been one of your biggest pains? Did I ask you that yet?
I
What's
think
been
you
something
did.
that hurt you the most doing this
Hurt
work?
hurt me
Hmm.
the most.
Hmm.
I don't know. I know
Or
there.
disappointed you the most?
Repeat that.
Or disappointed you the most?
Oh, disappointed. I think I want to say I was creating a formula,
Mm-hmm.
and again, I have to try the formula on myself
Mm-hmm.
before I can say, "Hey, this is good." And that one kicked my behind, boy. I'm like, why is it not working? I got I got the research, I got the knowledge, I got the right herbs, but what was missing was the formulation.
Like the ratio.
Yes. So that's why that's the reason I encourage people, be careful when you're
Mhm.
mixing herbs. Really, I'm not just saying this, I'm really
Yeah.
serious. Be careful when you're mixing herbs. You need to know the ratio.
Yeah.
Some people already know, and that's fine. If it's something new to you,
Mm-hmm.
then you decide, hey, you're just gonna jump into, just be careful. Yeah, and that one kicked my butt, dog, but I got it, and it's working.
Guys, if you have any questions, please feel free to type it in.
Oh yeah.
Somebody
Mm.
had asked earlier, what is the website? Tell us about your website and what we can find on your website, Bushman.
All right, the website. You mind if I type it in here?
Oh, please do and tell them more.
Okay. It is Bushman. herbsandthings.com.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put it here.
I think Petra put it in there here already
Oh,
too
she,
for
yeah,
us.
she did. Yeah, thank you, Petra.
Mhm. What can they find? What can we find that on your website?
You could find almost everything. Ovarian cyst, herbs for your ovaries, ladies, for your ovarian health. If you
Mm-hmm.
have cysts growing on on your ovaries,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you can get that. For my sisters with PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, it's a
Mm-hmm.
different formula. It's still for the
Okay.
ovaries, like this one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a different vibe, a different issue.
Uh-huh.
Okay. High blood pressure
Mm-hmm.
formula. Liver detox, colon detox, kidney detox, lymphatic detox, blood detox, adrenal gland detox.
Wow.
Okay, you can find soursop bush, and I think I'm bringing back ginkgo. I had ginkgo on the it ran out, and bringing that back. I have punkuli in tea bags. For those of
Mm.
you who
What
can
is
find
pumpkin good
punkuli,
for? Inflammation?
it is good for inflammation, and it is also good for digestive problems. So let me take you on the audience back just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, we discussed ginger and how
Yes.
hot ginger is. So for
Mm-hmm.
people that are on that scale, on that hot side of the spectrum,
Mm-hmm.
okay, if
Mm-hmm.
you have digestive issues, okay, you will need a cooling because uh, bitter melon or punkuli is a cooling, and
Mm-hmm.
some areas in Dominica we actually call it cooling
Yes, we
because it
do.
cools your system down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the thing is that digestion requires a lot of fire,
Mm-hmm.
but you're already hot. You're already agitated. You don't want to exacerbate the problem. You want something
Mm-hmm.
to tame it down. So, bitter herbs,
Bitter herbs. Like cochlear? You know
coca-
cochlear?
yes, I do.
Okay.
Bitter herbs, okay? First
Mm-hmm.
and foremost, they do two things. They're good for your liver and they're good for your digestive system.
Oh, wow.
Yes, bitter herbs. Twef. You heard about fake twef.
Fried swift. Yes.
Super duper bitter. That's the
Yes.
most bitter herb I've ever
Yeah.
had. I have I have a bunch of it somewhere.
Ah, ha, ha.
12.
Mhm.
Bitter is great for digestion and it's
Mhm.
great for your liver.
Oh, wow.
Those bitter herbs. So when you think liver problems, digestion problems, think bitter herbs.
Okay. 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 Another question is, based on your experience this far, what do you never want to experience again in your herbalist journey? What do you never want to go through again?
I don't know if I even experienced that yet.
Mm,
I
mm,
don't think. I don't want to say everything has been 100% smooth.
yes.
It hasn't been, it hasn't been bad. I haven't actually ended up at a really seriously bad junction that I was like,
Hmm.
oh man, that was bad.
Right, 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 right. Well, what do you want? What do you want as you move forward?
What do I want?
Hmm.
Well, I want to acquire a lot more knowledge. Um, I want to I want to be out there more in the public eyes.
Hmm.
Uh,
Hmm.
I want to travel
Yes.
throughout the Caribbean
Hmm.
and start disseminating this information, doing
Yes.
lectures.
Yes.
Okay, I want to do a bunch of lectures. And talking about that, I'll be in Dominica soon. At the end, somewhere in February, right?
Yes.
Yeah, in February the 23rd. So on the 26th, which is a Wednesday night, I
Hmm.
will be I'll be speaking at Pastor Vaughan Vigilance Church,
Oh.
the 26th.
All right, y'all.
So
And where
tomorrow
is that located? Is it in
in
Toronto? Is
Toronto,
it,
yes, in
y'all, are
Toronto.
you hearing this?
So tomorrow I'll look out for the flyer, guys. Tomorrow I'm gonna put the
Mm-hmm.
flyer out tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
and I want you guys to come out. You're down there in Dominica, come out. And I'm trying to set up some other locations, especially in Saint Joe where I'm from.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to get a couple of the radio stations too that I can go there and announce this thing and bring it up because it is so needed and necessary in this time. Okay,
Absolutely.
and and and,
Absolutely.
and we need those. So these are some of the goals that I have.
Mm-hmm.
I want to start going out there now. Well, I
Mm-hmm.
am starting, not going to. I am starting.
Yes. And you've been doing a
And
fantastic job on Facebook.
thank you. Yeah,
Okay. Fantastic.
Facebook, um, social media is a different kind of beast. I want to get into the live audience, live interaction in front of your
Yes.
face, and get that done.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. Peto
get
is
that done.
asking, is there an herb that is good for acid reflux that you might suggest or
Yeah.
that you point them to?
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So before I even talk about it, herb, Petra, you have to understand how acid reflux happen. Okay. Now your esophagus, okay, connects to your stomach.
Mm-hmm.
And at the point where it connects to your stomach, there's a valve. A valve connects your esophagus and your stomach. So when
Mm-hmm.
you swallow, the valve opens up to allow the food to go down. And then after the food gets past that point, the valve closes.
Mm-hmm.
That is called the LES, is the lower esophageal sphincter. That is what it's
Mm-hmm.
called. Okay. Now, when
Mm-hmm.
your stomach has too little acid,
Mm-hmm.
acid reflux happens not when it has too much,
Mm-hmm.
because that's what we've been taught. That's what they've been telling us. You have
Mm-hmm.
too much acid in your stomach, so it's coming up. It's
Mm-hmm.
when you have too little, because there's not enough acid in your stomach to digest that food, especially for people who eat animal flesh.
Mm.
You need a lot of hydrochloric acid in your stomach to break down that meat. Takes a
Mm-hmm.
lot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what happens is that latch, that LES, sometimes it doesn't fully close,
Mm-hmm.
and then the acid refluxes.
Yes. Okay.
So
Okay.
this is how it happens.
Yes.
That's
Okay.
what happens. So you need a lot of acid in your stomach, not too much.
To break it down, to break down the food.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you'll end up with indigestion.
Mm-hmm. Right, right, right. It didn't go anywhere.
Ah,
Yeah.
so peto for indigestion, and
Mm-hmm.
I help people fix those types of issues: indigestion, heartburn, acid reflux.
Mm.
Peto, you got a pen and paper. Audience,
Got
you
your pen
guys
and
have pen and
paper?
paper. Ponkuli.
Coolie.
Ponkuli for your acid reflux. And you're going to drink that in the morning, in the mornings, and drink it until your acid reflux is gone. It's not going to take forever, but you
Mm-hmm.
have to be consistent. If you keep skipping days, it's just going to set you
Mm-hmm.
back.
Yes.
Stay on it. Get some
Yes.
aloes. Aloes is bitter too.
Aloe.
Get some aloes. You can blend that with some fresh orange juice, not orange juice, orange. Get an orange, squeeze your juice. Okay, acid reflux. Oh man, nani.
92?
Yes, make some nani tea and drink it.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Nani is awesome for IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, anything going on there because acid reflux is um, is a result of again bad indigestion and not enough hydrochloric acid.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Hmm.
The food comes up that hatch. There's that latch. It opens up. Every time you
Yeah,
swallow,
it
it
just comes right
opens.
up. Mhm.
When you're done, it shuts, and sometimes it
Mhm.
doesn't close properly,
Yes.
so the acid comes up.
Mm. Yes. So, okay, question like, so a lot of people might develop that during pregnancy. Is there something that happens in the body different during pregnancy?
Mhm. Yeah, because during pregnancy, your uterus is growing, right?
Oh,
So what it's doing is pushing the other organs. It's
gotcha.
putting pressure. That's why when a woman is pregnant, she pees 600,000 times a day because it's
Gotcha.
pushing against the bladder.
Mm-hmm,
The
mm-hmm.
organs are moving and everything is just getting squished up.
Right.
So indigestion happens and then bowel movements are restricted
Mm,
because again, the uterus is expanding, the baby is growing,
mm-hmm,
it's pushing against those organs.
mm-hmm.
Good.
So for pregnancy, for women in pregnancy, are there, with a baby growing inside of your body, are there herbs that a woman needs to be thinking about?
Hmm. And if you're pregnant, remember,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a herbalist, I'm not a medical professional. There
Yes.
are two herbs I'm going to give you that you could take for the duration of your pregnancy and talk to your doctor before. Always talk, I'm telling you what they are, but go
Mm-hmm.
to your gynecologist.
Mm-hmm.
Say, yo, I need to be taking these herbs. I need to know what you think. If you have me on whatever medication, I'm trying to prevent interaction here, herb and
Mm-hmm.
drug interaction. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so always, always, always talk to your physician,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you're pregnant.
Yes.
There's no way around this one. So you can't say Bushman said I could do this. Bushman told you to talk to your doctor first.
Yes.
Ginger.
Mm-hmm.
You could take ginger for the entire duration of your pregnancy. That
Mm-hmm.
will help to relieve nausea and headache.
Mm-hmm.
It will also help with your digestion.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that fetus is growing, the uterus is expanding, and it's pushing against all the other organs.
Mm-hmm.
And red raspberry herb. I'm just going to give you guys two. You could
Okay.
drink those for the entire duration of the pregnancy. Make sure you talk
To your
to your
doctor.
yes,
Same
please.
thing for this one. I see a lot of women on here. Menopause. Anything for menopause? Do you get women like Bushman? I'm in hell.
Mm. I don't
Give
get a
you
lot, but I have a few. I have a few, not a whole lot. Menopause is a hard one. Menopause is hard because you can't just get rid of menopause.
You got to go through it.
And
Yes.
yeah, and everyone with menopause are gonna have different sets of symptoms.
Mm-hmm,
You know what I
mm-hmm.
mean? But
Yes.
it's crazy. Menopause is crazy. Ginkgo biloba,
Ginkgo.
yeah,
Ginkgo.
that's a good one. I talked about that one earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And there is chamomile.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Chamomile is a good one. Will help you sleep. Will
Mm-hmm.
calm your nerves.
Mhm. Ladies.
It is. And contact me, man. On my website, there is a contact me page. Click on
Write
it,
it. That's right.
and yeah,
So on the
don't.
contact me page, you can send a question into the Bushman and
Hmm.
he will get it. And he
Yes,
can call you back, connect with you back, email you back, and
that's
give
right.
you a personalized plan, a personalized you know, process, especially after having talked to you one on one. So he can,
Yes,
he talks about the spectrum, the six principles, and based on what you tell him, he'll know, well, I can't give you ginger. You hot
right.
enough. You know what I
There
mean?
you go. There
Yeah.
you go.
You need pumkuli. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, And here's his number and his email on right
Yeah.
now. So, Bushman, Yvonne
Yo.
is inviting you. She would love to have you as a guest of the Dominica Cancer Society radio program. How can you be reached? And this is how
It,
he can be reached.
yeah, that's my information there, Yvonne.
What do you think about that? What do you think? Is that something you
Hey,
want to do?
yeah, Yvonne, let's talk, and that's fine. Again, like I said 10 minutes ago, I'm ready to make those big moves,
Hmm.
and conduct seminars and talk
Hmm.
to schools and churches and you know get the people up to speed.
Pass the knowledge.
Yeah,
Pass the knowledge.
yeah,
Petra told you, thank you so much. The acid reflux invoice for her sister.
awesome. Yep.
Yeah. You know, Cecilia, this is one area we haven't talked much about. You know, like a lot of people, as you talk about, things impinging on things, a lot of
Hmm.
people as they age, nerve pain can be a big issue.
Yes,
What is
nerve
happening
pain.
as you age that makes that like that? Like, is it what we're eating or is it aging? Do you know? Like, sciatica can be a very big deal. I mean, you don't have to
Yeah,
be aging to get it, but it can be a big deal as well. So,
it
what are
can
your
be a
thoughts?
big deal. Yeah,
Mm,
nerve. From what I've been, taught and I've done research on, a lot of nerve issues right now that people are feeling in their
mhm,
30s, 40s, 50s, and up.
mhm,
Okay, some of it, not all, is from
mm,
physical trauma that they had during childhood. Because, growing up in the Caribbean, you fall off a tree, your
right.
mom just rub you with some hot castor oil and
Mhm.
or get the
Snuff candle.
yeah, or get the tonton pile and get some ballet savon, put some salt and oil, and
Yes.
uh, and pound that up real good, right? Put it on you and everything, but you know that's not the end of it.
Mhm,
And then as we age, we start feeling those things, and we're
mhm,
wondering like, but what happened? I'm eating right, I'm doing all the great stuff, I'm exercising, I'm eating the good regimen,
mhm.
and why do I have nerve pain? Because remember, all the nerves in your body are connected to your spine.
Right. Right.
All of them.
Mhm,
All the nerves are connected to your spine. So you have a physical trauma at 2 or 5.
mhm,
It's not going to hurt as much because your bones are still shifting and growing.
mm,
You're not going to feel it until you get to an older age.
mhm.
And then it sets in.
Yeah.
Then it sets in. Let me give you a short story on me, if you don't mind, for your
Mm,
audience.
yeah.
2010, 2010, I was on my way to work at a red light,
Mhm.
and a car came from behind. They were probably doing about 60, 70 miles an hour. I don't know
Oof.
where they were going, and bam,
Wow. Mhm.
okay,
So cute. Mhm.
right-handed me at a red light. I'm stopped. So that was
Right.
really massive. I ended up
Right.
at the hospital. I couldn't work for 6 weeks.
Wow.
My spine was messed up. The right side of my body was shifted
Mhm.
like this.
Mhm.
Okay, this is
Wow.
how bad it was. My
Mm.
spine was off by a bunch of centimeters,
Ooh.
and got to the hospital. They gave me some pain meds. They gave me some stuff to take home, and that's another really good accomplishment too. I know you asked the question earlier, but I didn't
Mhm.
want to say it, but let me bring it up so people could understand. Since you
Mhm.
talk about nerves, so I ended up with some nerve damage.
Mhm.
Okay, I had some disc problems. I had two degenerated discs in my neck, one in my lower back.
Mm.
Okay,
Mhm.
I took some pain meds to kill it for the time, and you know how those things work or
Right.
don't work.
Right.
And then the while I decided, and during the same year it happened, that's when I earned my black belt
Mm.
in
Wow.
martial arts, right? That's
Yes. Yes.
and so. Anyway, fast forward, I decided to go to a chiropractor instead,
Mm-hmm.
and for alternative healing. Went to the
Mm-hmm.
chiropractor. He did the X-ray. He calls me in. My wife drove me there. Walked to the office. He looks at me. He looks at the X-ray. He looks at me. He looks at the X-ray, and he's like, "Why are you not in a wheelchair right now?" So
Wow.
that's how bad
Mm.
it was.
Right. Wow.
Yeah. And
Mm.
then we started talking. Him being a chiropractor, he's going through that line of questioning, like you do
Mhm.
and like I do.
Yes.
And when he found out I was a martial artist, he's like,
Mhm.
"Oh man, that saved your life.
Yeah.
That saved your life." And then I did 3 years of chiropractic and physical therapy and drank my herbs.
Mhm.
The Bushman is 100% healed, no more nerve pain, no more degenerated disc. I am like just totally there. Determination, consistency,
Mhm.
discipline. Some
And
people
you got
want
to do it. You got to
you
do it.
you have to
Gotta do
do
it.
it, man. You gotta,
Mhm.
and why, you know, I'm telling you this story. It's
Mhm.
truncated, but I
Mhm.
just cut it short so you could understand.
Mhm.
You have to have discipline. You can't want to get fixed in 3 weeks for a 10,
Mhm.
15-year-old problem.
Right.
It just doesn't work that way with herbs. You understand?
Mhm. 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 Yeah.
So for nerve pain, Cecilia Christian, nerve pain, one called calendula,
Calendula.
calendula,
Mm.
Calendula. Okay. And I do have the nerve pain formula on my website.
Okay.
And this is one of the herbs in it.
Okay,
And
y'all.
damn it.
So you're
That,
using synergy. So you're using synergy in that formula.
yes,
You add calendula with others.
yes.
Okay.
All my formulas
Mm.
synergistically formulated.
Mhm.
4, 5. Some of them have 7 different herbs in there. That's for the PCOS,
Mhm.
polycystic ovarian syndrome. The
PCOS, is that the same as fibroids? Because that's another big issue in our community. Do you have
fibroid is
anything for
something different.
fibroids?
Yeah, I do have stuff for fibroids.
Okay.
Fibroids is in your uterus,
Okay.
and cysts happen in your ovaries. They're
Okay.
not. They're not the same
They're
thing.
not the same. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because fibroids is a hard mass,
Mm-hmm.
solid mass, and
Mm-hmm.
cysts are
Little,
like
like
pockets with
like a little
fluid in
balloon.
there. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
with fluid in there. So they're
Mm-hmm.
different. Okay, and just like the ovarian cyst, okay, they're
Mm-hmm.
like maybe 5, 6 different herbs. And same for the nerve formula
Mm-hmm.
is like synergy, like a bunch of different herbs for nerve. And
Mm-hmm.
the same one is the same one that I use for sciatica.
Oh.
So all that you have
The
the nerve
nerve
pain.
formula can be used for sciatica. Is that
Yes,
what
because
you're saying?
sciatica is a nerve problem too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is electric. There is a
Yeah.
disconnect somewhere
Mm-hmm.
because nerves carry information.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an electric wire going from your kitchen to your bathroom, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And in the middle somewhere, so you have that line connect from your kitchen
Mm-hmm.
to the bathroom, and then somewhere in the middle, it's damaged.
Mm-hmm.
And then you flip the switch, and you're like, what happened? It's not coming
Mm-hmm.
on. Your nerves work that way because the current is not flowing. There's something hindering the current, the
Mm-hmm.
flow of current. That's how
Right.
that's how your nerves work. Your
So
nerves
can you
send.
heal sciatica? Can you heal sciatica?
I can't heal sciatica. Uh,
Can a person's body heal from sciatica?
yes, yes.
And besides the herbal tonic, what else can a person do maybe? Um,
There are certain stretches like exercise you
mhm,
can do. Okay,
mhm,
to certain stretches, and I'm actually going to start uh, this program where I do the exercises and put it online. But what
Okay.
I'm doing, just so your audience knows, I am building my online curriculum. I'm building my online school, and
Yes.
should and Doc, you will know.
Yes.
It's almost there. I'm working on it, and
Yes.
it's gonna have videos.
Yes.
Okay, you're gonna have modules that you can pick from. Whatever you want to learn,
Yes.
okay, you can find it there. It's gonna be a library
Mm-hmm.
of the herbs, the issues like PCOS, ovarian cyst, milk
Fibroid,
problems, and
sciatica.
fibroids, and
Mm-hmm.
headache, and diabetes, high blood
Mm-hmm.
pressure,
That's
lymphatic
awesome.
issues. Just a little bit. Just look out for that, guys. Just coming soon.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Bushman, thank you very much. Thank you very much as we start wrapping up. Um, this is powerful information, very powerful information. And I think one of my biggest takeaways is a reminder about prevention,
Hmm.
a reminder about prevention being better than cure. And yes, we might heal the stage 4 situation, but it's so much work and
Hmm.
it's so painful. It's so exhausting
It
to
is.
undo things that we cannot do now. We can stop doing certain things that we've been doing
Right.
now to increase our chances of, living a more fulfilled and fulfilling life. So
Hmm.
I'm taking that from that. What has been your biggest lesson from this journey? One of your biggest lessons.
This journey, when you say the journey, you mean my herbal
The to
journey,
becoming
or
an herbalist, the journey to becoming a healer, like a healer to this capacity where now you are ready to share the knowledge because you've been
okay.
using yourself a lot. You say as a, hey, I've been my test subject here, and I have a lot of other people, but now I'm ready to document this information and make it accessible to people.
Yeah, it's quite a few of them, but the biggest one I would say is, making that choice to go back to school. I mean, I'm way over 50 already. So
Right, right.
nobody goes back to school over 50. Well, a very small percentage do,
Hmm.
so, generally. But that was a big one for me. And I had to step into it and decide, there's no turning back.
That's right.
I need to make this happen for the people, not for me. If it was for me, I wouldn't be talking to you and your audience right now. I would just use the knowledge for myself and my family. So it's for
Yeah,
the people. It's for the people to bring back, like Chubby say, bring back the milk and
the
honey,
milk and
cane
honey.
juice and bush medicine.
Yes.
Okay, we need it.
Mm,
So going back to school to get that knowledge, okay,
mhm.
to fuse in with the traditional ancient ways of doing
That's right.
herbalism.
Hmm.
Okay, that was a big one. Let me, if you don't mind, let me just put another point forward.
Yes.
Okay, um, you guys know what's muscle contusion, right? Muscle contusion is when, for instance, people who are in sports,
Hmm.
when they get muscle damage from it's a traumatic,
Injuries. Hmm.
yeah, traumatic injury, but it happens with your muscles. Okay,
Hmm.
when your muscle gets damaged internally, you feel it, but you can't
Hmm.
see it,
Hmm.
right? Say, for instance, you get into an auto accident, there's going to be
Yes.
muscle contusion.
Gotcha.
Okay, now it took me a long time and a lot of research and a lot of searching to
Hmm.
find out that is what We Made Bless fixes. What's the We Made Bless? You've heard of We Made Bless?
Right, 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 right.
Okay, it's muscle
MBJ.
contusion. You get it? Yeah. So that's the internal damage to the muscles and the cells.
Mm.
Okay. Now there was a guru in my village when I was growing up. and the
Mhm.
people from St. Joe who are about my generation, you guys should know or remember Mr. Cyprien
Mhm.
from Up the Moon. Okay, he was that guru that you had to go to get
Yes.
that remedy.
To get wrapped up and to
Yeah,
drink.
wrapped up, and you drink, and then you get massage.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Okay, so one of his students, but he passed away long ago. One of his students,
Mhm.
the people that he taught, was my instructor in the guru vibes. You know what I mean? To do this. So every time
Mhm.
I go to Dominica, I go there and we
Yes. Wow.
exchange ideas.
Yes.
So he taught me how to make the Wimed Bless, and I was
Mhm.
teaching him about herbalism and what he would take for
Mhm.
whatever he needs to do. So, and unfortunately, he passed away last month.
Mm.
So that knowledge now was passed down to me,
Yes. Oh, wow.
third generation. So he
Yes.
learned from the guru, and
Yes.
I was his student.
Yes.
You see,
That's
the
awesome.
learning never stopped. Okay,
Mhm.
so if you know anything about We Met Bless, guess who's your man? I'm the
Oh,
guru.
wow. Oh, wow. So in
Yeah.
my village, we have Mabe Hotel. And somebody's reminding me of this here too. We had
Oh
Mabe
yeah. Love
Hotel.
your
Yeah.
tell.
My mom's very good friend who, from childhood, that's who you would
Mm,
go to. And she would rub you. She would give you the drinks,
the
you know,
concoction. Yeah, it tastes
concoction.
nasty.
Very nasty. Oh my God, very
You have to
nasty.
drink it.
With raw stuff and bomb DJs and whatever else, whatever kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah,
It
you
was
can smell it
aloes.
now.
Yeah.
Yes, and then she would
Yeah.
wrap you up and pin
Hmm.
you. You
That's
know,
right.
I always remember a story with her where one of my sisters got into a terrible accident, and that's who we grew up going to when you had those kinds of things. So my
Right.
sister goes to her, and she touches my sister, and she says, "No, mo pasa mayo, no." She told her, "No, I cannot do it." After she touched her, and my sister was like, "What do you mean? You do it, you've done it for us all of our lives." She said, "No, if I do it, it will hurt you bad."
Yeah.
My sister goes to the doctor, they do an x ray, and they tell her if she had done it, the rubbing and the whatever,
Mm,
she could have been very hurt.
yeah.
But with all of these years, all this, and I don't know who taught Mabel Hotel. I don't know who was the person before who taught her, but like she was a walking. She is, she doesn't practice anymore because she's up
It's
in
of
age.
age. Yeah.
Yes, but she was our person. She was our guru in the
Yeah.
village.
Yeah.
Very valuable. Very
Yeah.
valuable.
Very valuable, man. And these are the ancient ways,
Yes.
and we
Yes.
have to keep it
Yes.
going. We got to keep it
We
going.
do have to
And
keep it going.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
applaud you for saying yes to that training because we need it. And people behind you need to get it from you. So the lineage and the legacy
Hmm.
continue.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So Bushman, I cannot say enough thanks for saying yes to showing up and sharing with the people who listen to me. The information is going to be there, guys. Yeah, it's going to be there. Please share it, all of you, so that at least one person knows that Bushman is here and available and he can be reached. His website is here, is Bushman Herbs and Things. Okay?
.com.
Herbs.com. And it's
Yeah.
things. Is it things or things?
Things. TINGS.
TINGS. Okay?
Yeah.
And his number is 904 729 5571. Please connect with him if you need some help. Okay?
Hmm.
Final words, Bushman. Take us home. Final words.
Final words. I
Mhm.
appreciate you reaching out. I've watched several of your Sit on the Couch with Dr. Triphi, and I actually wanted to reach out to you.
Oh,
Seriously, I wanted to
oh,
reach out.
next
I think,
time, please do. Y'all,
but
please do reach out to me if you
I
want to
know,
come.
but this
Yes,
this time it was perfect.
it was.
When you
Yeah.
reached out, I was like, "Of course. What are you talking? Are you asking me, Doc? Like, let's do this, right?" Um, guys. So I want to leave you with this, right? And it's serious.
Mm-hmm.
You know, our maker, right? Our maker gave us one body, one vessel. You're not gonna get a second one.
Yeah.
You do not have a second chance.
Mm-hmm.
It is a great responsibility.
For sure.
Taking care of this body is a great responsibility. It's a trust that was put into your hand.
Mm-hmm.
You are responsible for this body, that
Mm-hmm.
vessel that you possess. You get one try,
Yes.
and you better take that opportunity to make it right. Your maker put you in that vessel, man.
For sure. For
Said,
sure.
I'm trusting you with that vessel, right? So take care of it. You get one
You get
because
one.
your health is your responsibility. It's not
Mm-hmm.
mine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the guy who is going to
Yeah.
guide you, but I'm not responsible for your health. You are. The doctor is not responsible for your health. You
Mm-hmm.
are,
Say
right?
voice.
Yeah. So be proactive when it comes to your health because it's essential. It's really, really, really essential that you remain healthy. Why on earth would anyone want to live? Because everyone wants to live. I
Mm-hmm.
want to. I want to age as my pampo, but I don't want to be sick.
Mm-hmm.
What sense would it make to be sick and you're living this long? That's
Mm-hmm.
misery. That's unhappiness. You understand? So strive for that. Take care of your body. A healthy body is a healthy mind. Healthy body is a healthy mind. As we grow older, as we age, I would rather say as we age, things
Mm-hmm.
start to break down and it gets harder to repair it because now we are older. You guys understand that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So make the best of it. Dr. Triphi, I remember you saying, start where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Start where you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Determination, discipline, commitment. If you don't have those, you're not going to make it too far in anything, any aspect of your life. Any aspect of your life. It's not just your health.
For sure.
In anything that you do. If you want to go to school, you got to wake up 4 o'clock in the morning, take a shower, right? Get ready, right? For parents, for younger parents or parents with younger children, you have to wake up a certain time in the morning, get them ready for school, and then you take them to school, and then you got stuff to do, and then pick them up, right? You are determined, you are disciplined, you are committed to that.
Mm-hmm.
Let it fit in your health aspect, in the aspect of your health. It doesn't change, it's just a different area of
Right.
life. I'll leave you with that.
Thank you, Bushman. Bushman is right. Wherever you are, start there. There's no perfection in life. We're all, and you've used that word a lot tonight, striving. We're all striving. Yeah. So start where you are with whatever you have. Ask for help. Ask for help. Commit to the process. I'm speaking to myself. Commit to the process. You're worthy of this. Your body is your temple. You got one of it.
Mhm.
Okay? So, thank you all for joining us for Sit on the Couch. Nous allons parler une autre fois. Peace.